Something's flash is loading. Oh gosh. These cameras are so scary.
Oh my god.
Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Theodora here, and today we are going to be looking at my camera collection. The last time I did one of these videos was back in 2021 when I first built this cabinet, and then I haven't done one ever since, and I have since collected so many cameras. All of these cameras are from, I don't know, since the very beginning of my YouTube journey, I guess, back in 2016. So there's a lot of them, and this isn't even all of them. I still have more in storage in my basement, but I have brought some of them up here that are worth noting and talking about so that we can look at them and I can share them with you guys. But yeah, we're gonna have a whole tour of all this. I am gonna be so exhausted. So if you hear me panting or if you hear me breathing hard, that's because this is a lot of work, guys, and I actually kind of dread doing this video because there's just so many of them and I have to talk about each individual camera. But anyways, let's go. So since this tripod can't go up very high, this is as tall as it will go. So I have gotten this foldable chair and I will stand on it and also record with my phone up there as well. Let's go. So, wish me good luck. Whoa, I'm up. There are some familiar cameras. You guys probably noticed it in my other camera collection video, but we'll start up here. So this first camera is the Pentax PC35AF. I made a video about it in my New York video, like in 2019 or 18. Then this one is a Ricoh F70D. I have not used it. It's just a really cool looking camera, but it's really old, as you can tell. That leather is coming off. Next camera we have is the Holga 135. This is a 35mm film camera from Holga. Very cool. And then back here we have the Infinity Junior. I have taken photos with it. Really pretty actually, but you slide it like this. It actually should go with my Olympus camera collection down there, but I don't know why I have it up here. But I have film in here from Agfa Vista. It's a company that closed, but I think I have like more exposures left or something like that. Here we have a Fujifilm autofocus 185 zoom. I don't know. I haven't used this camera. I don't think I can use it until I buy like batteries for it. This one we have is the Yashica AW Mini. I have a vlog on it. I went to New York and I vlogged it. Okay, and this is the Canon Snappy. I really like this camera. I went to New York with this camera as well. And this camera is the Holga 120 GC-FN. I love this camera. I just love this colorway so much, and this flash, you can change the color and whatnot. It's really fun. Love this camera. I have vlogged this camera when I went to Portland. Okay, next camera I have is the Pentax IQ Zoom 700. Nothing too crazy. This one is a really cool camera. Hold on, let me show you guys. Okay, I had to put my hair up because it was getting too hot because talking, and then it's summer. Okay, this is Fujifilm DL300. It comes in this case that is red, and it has red detail all over the camera, also on the strap. So pretty. Look at it. I love this camera so much, and whoever had it before me took really good care of it. Drop in type of film camera, so you put the canister in and then it just loads it and does everything by itself. Super cool. Love this camera. Okay, better get going. Okay, next camera we have is the Minolta Freedom Vista QD panoramic camera. Have a vlog on it. Went to New York as well. Wow, all these vlogs are from New York. Okay, next camera we have Minolta Freedom Family Zoom. Okay, back here we have, gosh, so dangerous, Nikon Nice Touch 2. Right here we have a Fujifilm Zoom, and right here we also have another Fujifilm Zoom. Even though they're like really basic cameras, I really like the basicness of it. You just literally point and shoot, and you really can't go wrong with Fujifilm. I feel like Fujifilm just has that, you know, I don't know, like it's really good, their photos. Right here we have a Holga 120S. On the back of it, you guys probably haven't ever seen one of these. It's called a Holga 120 Instant Back. So basically, you turn your Holga camera into an instant film camera. So you can put Instax film in here, and then every time you take a photo, the photos would be exposed, and then afterwards you can take this little, crank thing right here, and you crank the film out. But too bad it doesn't work. Too bad. It's just there. I have a vlog about this camera as well. Then here we have a Canon AF35M, which I also have the lens to it as well. Makes it a wide angle lens, telephoto and wide angle. I have the Wildcard camera. I made a video on this. It basically takes like photos, one scene 4 times. So kind of like the Rito 3D, but this one is like way cheaper, and I just found it at the thrift store, and I actually have another one. Holy crap, I am starting to lose my breath just talking. We're only on the first shelf. Okay, next shelf we got here is most of my instant film cameras. So this is the Instax Wide 300, favorite camera, done many videos on this camera. Lomo Instant Wide, basically the Instax Wide 300, but like on steroids. This camera, so many functions. It has double exposure, half frame, like light dark, you name it, it has it. It has a remote too, so that you can like click and then you can take a photo like from afar, and so you don't have to do like a self timer, but it also has a self timer and has like bulb mode and all that. So it's a really cool camera, and I really want to like it, but it's really hard to use and I have no idea how to use it. I probably used it like once or twice and have never done it ever since. Made a video on it and then have not touched it. It's there, very pretty, just don't know how to use it. Instax Wide 400. I have not really this camera yet. We will know when I go on my next trip, or when I go somewhere, I will bring it along with me. The Fujifilm Instax 210 does not work. I actually plan on fixing it. So yeah, I'm gonna try it and then I'll let you guys know if I can fix it. And then next we have a Sofort 1. I have a blue one and a white one. Too bad none of them works, but cool thing about this one is that it will turn on like this. It'll turn on, but you can't take a photo because there's something wrong with the lens. So there's a lens error with it. Not sure what it is. And then this one, the all white Leica, is the battery exploded. When I bought it, it was already like this, but my intention was just to use the lens, but too bad the lens doesn't work. So Instax Mini 8, probably my first camera into Instax camera. I made a video about this camera when I couldn't, like it didn't work or something like that, and then you just like switch out batteries and it works. So I have a video on that one. And then next we have here is the Instax Mini 70. Love this camera. Honestly, this is second to the Instax Mini 99, to be honest. This is a great camera. If you can't afford the Instax Mini 99, get the Instax Mini 70. It's such a great camera. Then we have here the Instax SQ1, basically like the Instax Mini 8, but for square film. Very basic point and shoot camera. Okay, and then we have is, so this is my this is my Lomo Instant Automat Playa Jardine, and it's basically like the Lomo Instant Wide, but for Instax Mini film. So it's like an Instax Mini camera on steroids as well. Has like bulb mode, and then it has this remote thing that you can you know, use as a stuff like that. And yeah, really cool camera. I really like this camera. Probably up there with Stax Mini 99. And then here we have a Lomography fisheye camera. I have it in pink and I also have it in blue and I also have it in yellow. So there's the pink one, here is the yellow one, and then my blue one is right here. But anyways, these don't really belong here, but I have no room for them, so I just put them here. Okay, so then we have the Mini 40. I made a video of this when I went to like IKEA and I took the IKEA. So yeah, I have a vlog about that too. Then finally, we have here the Instax SQ6, which I love and adore. I love this camera. Honestly, the best SQ model that honestly, the best SQ model they've ever came out with is the SQ6. Highly, 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 highly recommend. Till this day, I still love this camera. It's a square format camera. It's like the it's like the SQ1, but so much better. It's kind of like the counterpart of the Mini 70 kind of. Okay, we are on to the third row now. I'm already exhausted, guys. This is so much. On to my third shelf. We've got here two ultra wide and slim cameras by Rito 3D. They sent it to me. Oh, here is my other wildcard camera. These two cameras, I've not used them yet, but it's 22mm lenses, guys, so it's really wide. The only thing about it is that there's no flash, but it makes sense because it's a wide angle lens that it doesn't really need flash, but that would have been cool to have. Okay, then we have here Kodak like waterproof swimming film camera. I don't know why I have it here. It's there. Okay, then I have here Fuji DL400 Tele. I recently bought batteries for it and it works and it's super cool. I love it. I love these Fujifilm cameras. You can't really go wrong with Fujifilm cameras. And I'm gonna test out one day. Oh, here is my Diana Mini. Okay, when I say mini, can you see how it is compared to my hand? It is so tiny. But this was my Lomography film camera. So my mom actually found it and she just brought it to me. She's like, what the heck is this thing? And I was like, oh my gosh, it's the camera. And that was what started it. Somebody brought it to the store after buying at a museum in New York and left it at the thrift store. And here I am. I bought it and this has been like, what, 8 years later. I have it and I still have the box and everything. Cool. Okay, here we have the Lomo Sprocket Rocket. I made a video about this camera already a few years ago. But basically the idea of it is that you know how 35mm film has sprocket holes so that you can wind it and stuff? Well, this, whenever you do film, you still get the sprocket holes. It just makes it very unique. And it's also a wide, like almost panoramic photo. So yeah, that's a really cool camera. One thing though, it's kind of hard to use. So yeah, I have this. So let me remember how to use it. Honestly, I'm so glad I did this because I would have forgotten. And honestly, I forgot now. But yeah, I have that, the Sprocket Rocket. Then I have the Color Splash. This is a 35mm point and shoot camera that has whatchamacallit, colors of flash, and I have a video on this as well in my like New York vlog. Okay, another camera we have is the Kodak K500. I just thought this camera looks really cool. It looks very military, I don't know, 70s type of design. Very cool. Then we have here the Olympus Quick Shooter Zoom. Not much to say about it, but honestly, these big bulky cameras are the ones that you should get because they're so good, and they're made in. This one's made in Japan. See, these cameras are way good. Okay, next camera is we are talking about. Next camera is the La Sardina. Next camera is the Lomo La Sardina. I got this for my birthday and I brought it to a few of my trips, and last year I brought it to Vietnam with me, which I don't recommend. This camera is just too bulky to be hauling around and traveling. I mean, it's really cool to have a conversation starter, but this really makes it very hard to put in any kind of bag because this flash, and also because this flash separate battery, it kept dying because I would forget to turn it off and then it would die. And then the batteries are so hard to find because it's a CR2 battery, and then I would have to go to like a film store. Some film stores have it, and I have to go to another film store, and it's just kind of difficult to go do while you're traveling because you're not really familiar with the place. But very cool, just don't recommend for traveling. And this is my other Lomo fisheye camera. This is the 500 Fujifilm Endeavor 500. This uses this type of film, APS film, which they do not make anymore. So basically, this camera is useless. Like, it's just for display. And then we have here, this camera actually should go next to all of my other Olympus cameras, because this model is the model that you slide open like this. It's kind of sticky too, which, you know, I need to clean that camera up. It's a twin. I'm not really sure why it's called Infinity Twin. Can anybody tell me why it's Infinity Twin? Oh, I guess there's two lenses. There's a 35mm lens. There's a 35mm lens, and there's a 70mm lens. Cool, and it's weatherproof. And then here we have is the Kodak Breeze, and I brought this to San Diego with me, and I did a whole video about it. And then here we have the Minolta Freedom 35R FF. Not really familiar with it, but this is how you turn. Cool, huh? And then here we have one. Not familiar with it either, but it looks so cool. Not very familiar with this. Not very familiar with this camera, but it looks really cool, and it's made of metal, plastic, something really sturdy. Then we have here is the Suprema Mini GTG. Not really familiar with it, but it's like a generic camera, and I made a video for it. Next we have is my Nons instant film camera. I don't know why this is starting to peel off, but I need to tape it. But this is a Nons camera. If you're not familiar with Nons, they are a company. Oh my gosh, this is peeling. They're a company that makes instant cameras with interchangeable lenses. So this is one of the lenses that it came with. This is a 50mm 1.8 lens, and they've given me another lens too. But it's so cool. Like, you can put literally any vintage on here, and then you can take photos with it. And it's a little dusty because I haven't used it in a long time, but a little bit bulky to carry around because of the whole stint box in the back. And then here we have a Hoga 120N, and then we have a Leclerc Easy Shot 400. Not really familiar with it. It looks so cool though. I really like this colorway. I really like the whole vintage. I really like this whole vintage green colorway, so I have that there. Something's flash is loading. These cameras are so scary. Okay, I cannot tell which one is the flash is loaded. And the only one I've actually touched was this one. Let's take a photo. There you go. Hopefully it'll stop loading the flash. Guys, I found the culprit. It's this one. I think it was when I turned on this flash that it got weird. I've turned it off. Then we have here most of my Polaroid cameras. So here we have the Polaroid Now, the Polaroid One Step Plus, Polaroid Land camera, the Polaroid One Step 2, which is my first camera when Polaroid released the One Step again, like they had a comeback, and this was the first camera. It's the first generation because it doesn't even have an extended viewfinder right here. You know, it's just, yeah, in their other models, like later on, they have an extended viewfinder. This one doesn't, which makes it a little bit hard to use. Polaroid talking camera. It basically, whatever you record, or I think it has like say cheese and something like that. Spectra system cameras. So these Spectra cameras, I do have film for them and they do work, but the film, like there would be 8 exposures, but I would only have like 4 or 5 that would develop fine. And I have made a video on them before, and I mean, it's a great camera and I love it. I love how it's so wide. It's just, yeah, they don't really work anymore. And the film is actually in the refrigerator, just sitting and chilling. Polaroid 600 Land Amigo. This one is such a beautiful camera. I love it. It's so pretty, so small and compact, and I really like this brown vintage color. Then we have here the Polaroid 600, and I made a video on it. Honestly, that video was so cringe, but yeah, if you want to watch it, it's my YouTube channel somewhere. And then this is just a disposable camera. Okay, coming down here, some forgotten cameras and cameras that aren't that important, like these random cameras. Not sure if I want to pull them all out, but okay, we got here this camera. I don't know what it is. A panoramic camera. Then we have here a Canon Owl Sure Shot, and then we have 2 see-through cameras. Cute. Then we have a Kodak camera, and then we have a Polaroid camera, and then we have a Vivitar camera. And then down the bottom we have some Vivitar, and then a Kodak camera, and then we have another Vivitar camera, and then we have a Yashica 200 AF camera, and then a Keypix instant film camera printer that Keypix gifted to me, and I made a video about that. Here we have the Polaroid button, the Polaroid Super Clincher land camera. I just really like these super vintage Polaroid cameras, because this front is like dark brown, and then right here a lighter brown. And then here we have a Polaroid one-step camera. I actually had one that had a flash onto it, and then we have a Keystone camera. This one has 2 lenses. There's a 35mm lens and a 70mm lens, which is kind of cool. Then we have here a Ricoh RZ1000, and then we have a flash bar. And then on the bottom here we have 2 Polaroid 1 cameras. Okay. Okie dokie, we are on the next cabinet now. First shelf. We got here the Minolta Himatic 7C. I don't know what to even call these cameras, because I know they are point and shoot cameras, but they're more sophisticated than those point and shoot cameras, like my plastic point and shoot cameras, because these are all metal. Like, they're full metal, and they're more vintage. They're like probably from the 70s, I want to say. They're really old. But anyways, this camera is broken right here at the lens, as you guys can tell. I need to fix it, but there's threading inside right here for like filters and stuff like that I don't really know how to push it back out. But but anyways, this is the Olympus Quickmatic EEM. This is the Minolta AutoPack 500. Back here we have these SLRs, the Yashica FX30, and then back there we have the Canon EF. Right here we have the Kodak Brownie. It's a really old camera. I don't even know if it works. I don't even know where to buy that film. And then this is my first camera actually that started my whole collection. I think I have like 1 or 2 cameras that started this whole collection, but this is one of them, the Konica C35E FP. I have taken photos with this camera and it does work. And then right here we have the Pentax MG right there, just a nice little small body camera. Then we have the Role Rolleimat AFM. And then right here we have the Holga 120 GT-LR. It has the waist viewfinder. And then it's not on this shelf. This camera isn't in the shelf because it's actually in quarantine. This camera is disgusting. I found it at the thrift store at one of the Goodwill bins. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I plan to clean it one day. As you guys can tell how disgusting it is. It's so gross. It's been in quarantine, just sitting in my cabinet in a bag. So yeah, that's the K1000. Okay, we are on the next shelf now. I don't know what to call this shelf. It's really dedicated to mostly Olympus Infinity Stylus cameras because that's what mostly are there. But then I have some in my other cabinet on the other side as well. And then I have a mixture of like just random cameras. Basically whatever can fit in here I put in here. But yeah, I like to think that it has like some cohesiveness, like this is red and that is red, but I don't know, whatever. Anyways, okay, so first camera we have here is the Pentax K1000. I have not tried this camera yet. I actually want to take this to my next trip, so yeah, maybe I'll do that. And then right here we have my Leica Sofort 2 that I did a review on, and then I brought that to Europe with me. And then my next camera is the Konica C35. It really should go up here. I think it should go up there, but then nobody can see it. Okay, so then we have here my Olympus XA1 without the flash bar. This actually comes in like a couple. It comes with a flash bar and the camera, but I don't have the flash bar, so I only have the camera. And then most of my Olympus Infinity Stylus, I have made a video on one of these cameras. I believe it was this camera that I made a video on, or was that one? They're both, yeah, I think it was this camera, the Olympus Infinity Stylus. In other countries it's known as the Olympus MJU or Muju. I don't know how to say it, so anybody who knows should tell me how they say it. And then we have the Olympus Stylus Epic. I have two of them. This one's the Zoom 180, and then back here we have the Olympus Infinity. I really like how this one looks. It's just so squarish, and I don't know, it looks really cool and sci-fi kind of. And then right here we have the Nishika N8000. This camera was gifted to me by one of my subscribers. Thank you, Eve, for gifting me that camera. And then we have here my Supreme Yashica, which is really just for display. Like I don't ever use it. I used it for one video and that was it. Okay, moving on. Right here we have the Barbie Polaroid camera. I have yet to use it. I'm pretty sure it works because I've tested it with film before and it seems like it works. I just have never used it, but it's there. It's cute. It's beautiful. It really should go with like my Polaroid collection, but it sits here because that's the only place that fits it. We're here now to my K-pop section. In my K-pop shelf, like I've mentioned, I've got my BTS Instax Mini. This one was so expensive, guys. And then we've got the Demon Slayer Instax Mini 11. Both of these, well, this one was the most expensive, that one not so much. But we got Krunk. If you guys don't know Krunk, then you probably are not familiar with Big Bang, but this is Big Bang's like YG mascot. See, Big Bang, Krunk. And I believe this one is Daesung. And then we've got my Rito 3D. Rito sent me this camera. And then next to it we have my Canon G7X Mark II. This one I used to film a lot with it, so I actually bought this whatchamacallit, I bought a wide angle lens on it because this camera itself wasn't wide enough. But I bought this lens so that it can film a lot wider, so I can get more in the background. Okay, and then this is the Popoto Instax Mini film camera, and I made a video for that, like I made a little shorts video for it. But that one was so popular, I got like over like 600,000 views or something like that for the shorts. Then right here we've got the Holga Digital. This one was also very, very popular, the Holga Digital. I made a TikTok for it and got over like a couple million views, couple 100,000 likes or something like that. But that is the Holga Digital. My most recent camera, the Instax Mini 99. Love that camera. Then here we've got Big Bang 10 Instax Mini 8 camera. I believe there weren't very many made, so you can't even find this camera literally anywhere. This JVC HD little video recorder. I made a video for it a long time ago. If you guys are interested, you guys should watch it. Then we got all my K-pop albums. We got the Love Yourself by BTS back here. Then we have the Blackpink Square Up album. We've got the Butter BTS album right here. We've got the Big Bang. I don't even remember. This was when Haru Haru came out, that album. Oh yes, and look, we have the Paper Shoot. The Paper Shoot is so like hidden. I forgot I even had that one. And then we have the Big Bang Remember album in here. We've got the Good Boy album here. We've got 21's album here. We got G-Dragon's album here. Along with like Black Eyed Peas and all that fun stuff. And then we've got V's album here. We got Big Bang Monster album. We've got Taeyoung's. Oh, this was the album that Eyes Nose Lip came out and I was so excited for it. And then One of a Kind album. I just like to keep all of like my K-pop stuff in this one. It looks just so colorful and fun. So we are on my digital camera shelf now. There's a lot of them, but I'll only mention a few that are most notable. So let's go. First camera, we have this. Okay, so I have this Sony Cybershot camera. I mean, there are a lot of them in here, but this is a really special camera because I grew up with this camera. I took mirror selfies in the early 2000s and like 2010s with this camera. I grew up with it. Literally my favorite camera of all the cameras, just because it has so much fond memories. And I actually gave this to my cousin in Vietnam at one point, so it stayed in Vietnam for probably 10 years, and then I came back to Vietnam last year and I picked it up again. And so yeah, this one's a really special camera. I took doggy photos, the Jackie and Sammy. In this box we have this is the Canon Vixia Mini X. Nothing too crazy about this camera, but I did fix it myself. So I actually sent this camera to Canon here in the United States to fix it. And they told me they couldn't fix it because there were no parts for it. So then when I went back to Vietnam, I went to the Canon store in Vietnam. And then they were like, well, we are kind of able to fix it, but it'll take us over a month because we have to get the parts and everything for it. And it's going to cost you roughly $600 to fix. And so I was like, oh, hell no, I will not pay $600 to fix this camera, because resale right now, it's roughly about $600, you know, with a good screen and everything. So I was like, no, I bought it pretty cheap, so whatever. If I can fix it, then I can fix it. If not, then I won't fix it. So I ended up being able to fix it on my own, and I actually have a video of that whole process. So if you guys want to watch it, you guys can watch it in my vlog. Really cool camera. Here, it even turns on. The screen is not broken anymore. See? Look, it turns on. Yeah, this is the infamous K-pop camera. Like BTS uses it. All the K-pop artists uses this camera. It's no longer made, so it's a really special camera. And right now it's so expensive because it's just a really cool wide angle lens. And also there's two really sensitive microphones in front that really picks up any noise. So yeah, you can vlog yourself with it. Cool, huh? I also have the Vixia Mini camera. This one looks a little bit different. I actually bought this one kind of expensive, but not really expensive. I believe when I bought it, they said they didn't have a battery or a charger with it, so it wasn't too crazy. But basically the same camera, but it looks different. And the microphone looks different too. So I actually have a lot of these Canon PowerShot SD models, and I just want to say I love these cameras so much. They're so well made. I think they're all made in Japan, but they're so like sturdy, and they're all metal, and they just feel really nice to hold because it's all metal, and also it's not too big. It's relatively compact, like this one. I've had another compact one before, and I just love how they fit in your hand, and the photo quality is absolutely amazing on these cameras. So yeah, I love these SD models. Okay, this one's not too crazy, but I was able to fix it. So what happened was this top part right here, the button came off when I bought it, so there was no button. And you guys know me, I love fixing cameras, and so I used my baking soda and super glue hack, and I glued this button on top of it so that I can spin it, so I can spin the button so I can change it to the different modes. So let me show you guys. So it turns on like that. So originally you wouldn't be able to change it to like auto mode, sunset mode, camera, portrait, and all that. But now with this, I am able to do it. Isn't that cool? Yeah, nothing too crazy, but I just thought this is such a cool thing. I love it when I'm able to fix the camera and it works like normal again. And look, it looks so special. It doesn't look like any of the other cameras because there's a literal button on top of it, like a close button. Okay, so I have a few of these Fujifilm FinePix camera. They slide out like this. They'll slide over and then the lens will come out, which I just love. And I just really love how square this camera is. And I believe it's made out of metal as well. It just feels really, really, really good in the hand. Fujifilm camera. This one's really, really, really beat up. But it works and everything. It just uses one of those Fujifilm XD cards that are literally an arm and a leg now to buy. So, okay, so this camera actually sits in the camera bag because there's no room for it. And also it comes with a lot of stuff. Okay, this is the Fujifilm FinePix 6800 zoom. It's designed by Porsche. Let me turn it on for you guys to see how cool it is. How cool is that? It's such a beautiful camera. But I believe the battery is dead, so it turns on and then it turns off right away. So let me try it again. It uses these smart media cards that are really, really flat and really thin. And you can probably store like 10 photos on it, but whatever, it doesn't matter. How cool is that? Pretty. From Olympus, this is the Stylus Verve. It's so cool, guys. So it's really, really, really small. Let me turn it on. Okay, it's telling me there's no memory card. But the memory card that this camera actually takes is one of those Olympus XD card that are expensive. And I actually have a few of them, but it's not in this phone. It's not in this camera right now, but I do have a few of those XD cards. Look at how similar they look. So beautiful. Another camera that I have is the Canon V10. I brought this camera to Europe with me last year, and I also purchased it last year. This is the more recent camera that I got, but I'm not quite sure about image stabilization on this camera because I do feel like the image quality is a little bit shaky. But overall, I really do like this camera though. It comes with like its own tripod. See, you can flip it up like this to vlog, and then it has its own tripod right here. Okay, and then finally we have this bottom row, well, second to bottom because I have more. But this is so sad because this X-T5 literally just purchased a few weeks ago just sits here, sitting, waiting for me to use it. I will use it on my next trip, which is coming pretty soon. I really like it. I just don't have room to put it anywhere now. I would really like to put it up, you know, where all of my light displays are, but I don't have room for it, so it's just sitting here right now, and the lenses are sitting back there. But that is my X-T5 that I have made a video for unboxing it and stuff like that. And then there is my Nons lens, these camera boxes, a Canon Owl Sure Shot, some more boxes, and then right here we have a random Canon Rebel 2000, and then we have some tapes for DV cameras. If you guys aren't familiar with DV cameras, they're like digital video camcorders. Then on the bottom here we have all of these photo albums that are really just taking up a lot of my space, because these things fit like probably 10 or 20 photos per album. I love them and they're so high quality, but I can barely fit any photos in these. So yeah, there has got to be better ways to store photos, but those are it for now. I have made a video on those albums. So yeah, that is pretty much it. That is all from my cabinet from the side. Oh yes, on this cabinet right here we have a box with the Fuji DL155 Tele, and there's actually a brand new camera inside. And then we have the BTS Instax box, and then here we have the Pentax Sportmatic, and then this one step doesn't work, a bunch of photos and books. And here, this is my grandpa's camera actually. So when we went through his stuff, I saw this and I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna take it. So I took it and it's just been sitting here. When I turned on the camera, there was actually videos of when he was recording it and stuff on cruises and stuff, so it's a good little memorabilia. So it just sits there. Oh, and then here we have the Polaroid Go. I love this camera, I just don't ever use it, but it's there. It's super cool. This is my grandpa's camera as well. He actually gave my cousin all of the 35mm cameras, and then I got stuck with all of the digital cameras, which is fine. Like, I don't mind at all, because I can see these photos on the SD card like more readily than a 35mm camera. And there was actually videos in here and stuff. Holy crap, that was such a long time. It took me almost an hour to film all of that stuff with each of the commentary for each of the cameras and stuff like that. I'm like literally sweating bullets. I had to clip up my hair earlier just to get through talking. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching my whole collection. This is only a part of it. I actually have, this is probably 3/4 of my collection, and there's 1/4 more that are not in here because they're in storage. That is all for me today, you guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching me talk about all of my cameras, or most of my cameras. I have like some DV cameras that, you know, you can like record and stuff, but yeah, I don't they're not up here because they're so big. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching my video regarding my cameras, and if you guys did, please do give a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.